And we're back with another video from a Republican's point of view on politics. Ooh, a lot of things going on. A lot going on around the world. Today, I'm seeing all these videos like of what's happening in France and everything right now. Now, here is a perfect example of what it is that these people want to do with the world. It ain't just a country, right? We all know that the globalists are the ones behind all of this. The whole destruction around the world, the whole flooding of countries with immigrants, third world people, a lot of people out here that, have been living their lives in their normal cultures and all that, believe that everybody around the world is the same as them or thinks like them. But you're wrong. That's not the way they see things. That is why they could never prosper and move forward and stay on a third world country status, because they refuse to move forward. They live with mentalities of way back, barbarians, and all this other shit that America and Western worlds don't want nothing to do with, right? So now you got these countries being flooded out majorly by the globalist plan to destroy the world so that they can conquer everything and take over and break all the walls. Because the objective is one world government, one world religion, one world monetary system, one world military. That's it. It's not that complicated. But anyway, so now you got all these people, I saw a video of these two young girls, in their car, and they're being taunted by everybody around them. They blow the window out and all this other stuff. And that right there, that's exactly what liberals and the communists in America want for America. And this is why they're being met with such resistance. And we will not bow down to that kind of shit. We don't want that in our world. We don't want that in our country, But either way, this is what they're all about. There is nothing else. You know what I mean? You're going to tell me that you guys out here running around today. As a matter of fact, I saw another video of some BLM thing, I think it was, or whatever. But the point was that the girl interviewing the people that were there wearing the shirts were going to be given $20 an hour to play their game out there and act like they're protesters, right? But they're really hired people. The only problem with that is that the people that are taking the money to do this, keep in mind that you're getting paid $20 an hour to destroy your own country, your heritage, and your home. And your brain can't register that because it's too much for you. You know what I mean? So you automatically flow with it, and being a participant of the hell on earth. You're part of it. The globalists ain't doing shit. They're just watching. They're just putting out the checks and watching the clowns kill each other. Well, in America, this is why no matter how much they try to start a race war here in America, we the people won't fall for that, because we know the war we're fighting, and it has nothing to do with our fellow Americans. But go on with it. Go on with it. Go on with your blah, 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 all that shit. Meanwhile, people insisting that it's about allowing people to be able to just come and have a freedom because this and because of that. Those people are not here for that. Those people are not here to adapt to our culture. They're here to destroy our culture. They're here to instill their culture. You're looking at it happening all around the world. It's not like some shit that you just make up whenever you feel like yapping. No, I'm watching it. It's right there live. You're watching it. They're telling you to your face, Sharia law is going to be the law. What's the plan when they ask them about America? The plan is we're taking America down. Nice delusional way of thinking, but dude. The other day I saw another post on there, and a guy said something about we're going to exterminate, right? This is what they were saying on that post. We need to get rid of all white people. And I'm thinking to myself, that is the most dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life, and continue to hear. Let me explain what I mean by that. So being that I generations and generations of my family being here, right? And I come from, my parents are from Puerto Rico and so forth, and they came here long years ago, whatever. And, not to mention that it doesn't matter because Puerto Rico's a commonwealth and Americans and Puerto Ricans have been American citizens since 1915. But getting past all that, here's the thing. You want to classify it because you want to divide us with your titles, with your name, by color, creed, this, that, and the other. But here's the thing. I don't give a shit what color your skin is. If you're an American like me, and you believe in the founding fathers of this country and our Constitution and our Bill of Rights, all of that, if you believe in all of that, and you believe in the American way of life, and you're a hard-working man, and this is what you do, like me, I don't see color. So when you clowns decide to come after one race, that's going to be your biggest mistake, because we, the people, are going to stand together. It ain't no color. It ain't no race. It ain't none of that shit for us. For us is we the people. End the story. The hell with the division. But go on, you morons, and keep feeding into that shit if you want to, right? So now let's get to the part of the government, right? So now I see the post all the time. I'm talking about fire. Where the prosecutions? Why are these people not being arrested? Blah, 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 right? Now, we all want that. All true Americans, right? Not just because you're American because you live here. True American. We the people that believe in this country. Law and order, that kind of thing. Those people. So you got all these people out here running around, asking when is this going to happen, right? Now, here's the thing. So we know for a fact that it's the globalists that are running the show, right? They're the ones paying. They're the ones that got all these scams going on with government officials. They're stealing our tax money. This is how they're becoming billionaires and millionaires and all this other shit, right? My thing is this. What happens in our government when we elect these people that we elect that talk all the game, but when they get there, right, all of a sudden the tune changes? What is it that's being told to them? I can only imagine, right, outside of Trump, right, and I know that Trump's not involved in that because they try to assassinate him. The globalists did. We all know they did that. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what the FBI said. None of that bullshit matters. We know who is trying to hurt our president. We know who it is. We don't need you for that. Our common sense is wide open. We see it every day, right? So what is it that gets told to them? What gets told to Bondi? What gets told to Kash Patel? What gets told to all these people that got elected that were supposedly going to do something? Case in point. So Elon, right, and the Doge team already put out the proof that these people robbed us, right? But none of these people that are in government that I just said are doing shit about that. Nothing. So then it has to lead you to believe that something's going on, right? My question is, are you telling me, now let's just say that the globalists, right? Let's say the globalists are saying to them, let me tell you something. You come up against us, right? And we'll bury you. Let's just say that the globalists say that. Are you trying to convince me and the American people of America that this little group of pedophiles, pieces of shit, Satanists, and all this other shit, these old little dudes and all these little kids that they have that never done war, never shot guns, none of this shit, and you're scared of that? Listen, if the government of the United States is scared of something, all they got to do is call in the military and the people, and we could end this real fast. You know what I mean? But, I just don't understand what it is that's going on here. At some point, I have to ask myself the questions. Like, for example, President Trump tries to push something out there. Look at the Republicans. Oh, no, we're not going to vote for that, this and that. Listen, bro, we don't care what you think. That's not what we hired you to do. We hired you to do our will. I don't understand what the confusion is with you people. Johnson, this, that, and the other. And it seems like tomorrow they could say, oh, we just caught this individual in politics and we found all the money in his mattress. And then you won't hear nothing else. No conviction of the person, this and this and that. You're not going to take down the corruption in Washington until you start putting these people away without fear. Just move forward on them. I'm telling you right now, I know for a fact that the globalists ain't that good. The globalists are not going to take this country like that. They can't take our military or us, the people that don't want to hear their bullshit. You know what I mean? So we already see the things that are happening here in America, the bullshit in Times Square, with the bullshit, with the praying in the street and all that. Let me tell you something. This is just the beginning. But my anger with this whole thing is this. I don't want there to be a war with the people, right, that have nothing to do with the destruction of this country, the ones that are trying to destroy it. I want to bring the war to them, like they have brought it to us. I want to respond to what they've done to us. I want to respond to the politicians that took money from the globalists and stole our tax money. I want to respond to the globalists that set off all these chemicals in our air. I want to respond to those that gave a vaccine that killed millions. I want to respond to those, and it's them over and over and over. So meanwhile, while the fools that have no brain and no sense to understand what's really going on here, you're ready to fight with each other. So the truth will never be let out, and the world will never win a war when you're fighting the wrong enemy. You know what I mean? You got a war going on with Russia, you can't just go attack China. China got nothing to do with it. You deal with Russia. Same thing with us. They're looking to try to get us to fight with each other, right? Or push us into a situation where we have no choice but to fight back, right? The clowns and the puppets, the globalist puppets, are pushing it on. Everything you hear is about racism. They will not get off of that card. That card is there. Racism, white supremacy, all that bullshit. Ain't nobody give a fuck about that. Nobody cares about that. Nobody's even listening to that shit. Only the idiots. So right away, the globalists think and believe that the majority of Americans, right, are on that boat, but we're not. We're not even close to that boat. We want nothing to do with it. Are these idiots not already talking about that there's another variant of COVID and all that? So basically the translation to that is we're going to release another bioweapon on your ass because the first one wasn't good enough. But this one will deal with you. And you will take that vaccine. Again, with the pressure, telling people or free people what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. I'm telling you, pay attention. Look at the problem. Don't look to your left and right. Don't let them with their news channels and all that distract you from looking forward at who's trying to kill us and who has killed millions of us. Trying to tell you something good, man. Most people don't want to. Some people just don't want to hear that right there. I saw another video of a bunch of kids in a middle school protesting and talking about if you don't bring back all this gay stuff and all this pride shit back, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. That right there is indoctrination in progress. You're looking at it. You know what kids in middle schools do? They can't wait to get out of school to go play, to hang out with their friends, to eat pizza, eat burgers, play baseball, play on their phone, whatever it is. No kid has ever been this way or involved in politics. They started with the dummies in college, right? That got brainwashed right away, and they're working their way down, right? Through the youth, our children, to believe lies, to believe Satanism, to believe all this evil shit that's out here, because that's all the globalists are. Nothing but a bunch of satanic lowlives that are useless to the world. You know what I mean? So, these people, I just don't want people to veer away from where the problem lies and who's the source of the problem, not only in America, but worldwide. And the more people start understanding the truth about this, the better off they're going to be. And the better off our whole world will be. Not just our country, but the whole world. Right? Because nowadays, what's important is The globalists, all they want is death, blood, wars, because it's about money, it's about the war machine, it's about all those stupid things that I talk about all the time. But on and on with it, right? On and on with it. This whole thing with Joe Biden, and we all, okay, so for example, we all with common sense know that Joe was gone. Mentally, he was not there. So no matter what they say on TV and no matter what anybody says, I heard the man speaking. I know the man's got problems. And he had, if he's alive, if he's dead, who the hell knows? Because the game goes on with these people. But in truth, for those 4 years, something big time was happening. All right. And it was a corrupt thing that was happening. So while you're out there prancing around, right, in your rainbow shirt, we have real serious problems in this world, not only in this country, but around the world, from a group of people that were pretty much controlling the most powerful country in the world. But we're not going to talk about that because that don't matter, because what you're getting paid to do is to prance around like a fairy in the middle of the street, not giving a shit about anything because you think everything's a fucking joke. But you're going to find out, like, look at what's happening in Europe and the UK and all that shit. You're going to find out that wherever all these wild animals have been released on society, their whole country is caving into the bottom. Let me ask you this. Why do you think the governing bodies in those places are allowing that to happen? They have to, because they took the money. They work for the globalists. They don't work for the people. And the globalists' agenda is destroy the world. Take it out. Kill everybody. We only need so many people because we believe ourselves to be the gods of the earth. Bunch of morons. But either way, just understand the basic knowledge of what's really happening here. We don't have to get so involved in, PhDs and all this other, astrophysics, whatever the hell it is. We don't have to get into all that bullshit. The truth is, common sense just tells us what's happening here, right? There's a movement, right? The globalists, Satan's run out of time, so he's pushing his agenda. The globalists that work for him, pushing it too. And they're working it out. This is where this is heading, So the Western society of the world is very important to the globalists because they need to break that, and especially America. Without America on its knees, their plan cannot go forward. So they're corrupting more. Have you noticed that all of a sudden you got a politician, right? And whether congressman, senator, doesn't matter either way, These people, you could always tell who they work for right away by the comments that they make. They're on and on with the comments. And when you listen to their comments, they're just pushing and helping the globalists achieve their agendas, right? That's what it's all about, So now, you got all these people talking these dumb shit nonsense and all these governors and all this other bullshit, destroying everything, man, just destroying everything. And they're all the ones that are responsible for the destruction of what's happening here in America. All the corrupt judges, all the corrupt everything. I seen a perfect video of the president of El Salvador. And we've known this. But, sometimes you got to listen to people, too, from outside so you can get an idea of what's really going on and understand. It's like he said, in El Salvador, it was horrible. It was like everybody was getting murdered, right? And when he took over as president and he started his agenda to clean it up and get rid of the gangsters and the minions, right? The minions of the corrupt, right? Because corrupt never do nothing because they're cowards. They always send somebody else. But he was saying, this is the reason why I got rid of all those judges here in El Salvador. Because they were the same shit. They have their agendas. They work for the globalists. And I shut those bastards down. And that's how I was able to achieve the security of this country. And he did. Same thing is happening here. Same thing. All these judges out here. Any judge that has anything to do with trying to stop deportation, he's your enemy. He's America's enemy. He's against our Constitution. He's against our American way of life. He wants our safety to be destroyed. That's the definition of a judge that says those kind of words to us or tries to stop a president and an executive branch that they have no business in. And everybody knows this. I don't even know why that's even listened to. The minute a judge says, oh, we want you to stop this, go arrest his ass right on his bench. Don't even play games with these people because they're not playing with you and neither are the globalists. Did it look like COVID was a game? Did it look like a game to you? Did it look like the people that got these vaccines that are dying and died and all that? Did that look like a joke to you? They're not playing. They're not fucking playing with us. They're going for all. And so should we. And I'm not talking about violence. I'm talking about recognition. Putting our efforts and our strength toward the things that matter. And not the dumb shit that they throw out there to keep you entertained with ignorance and stupidity. I don't give a fuck about any fucking asshole in Hollywood, any singer. I don't care about any of that shit. I don't care who Beyonce. I don't care about none of that. None of that means shit to me. What does mean everything to me is God, my family, and this country, and my countrymen. That's what means something to me. Any ass white could sing a song. There was millions before these fools. There's going to be millions after these, and it don't matter. That's always the same. That's always the thing. You know? So, none of these people should have any kind of influence. And they don't on people that have sense, but the idiots are real easy to manipulate, so they'll believe anything. They'll believe anything. I mean, I can take most of these people and become a billionaire by just taking them on a cruise ship out to the Antarctica and sell them that shit. Say, listen, man, I'm going to give you 50 acres for $500, and I'll bet you they'll all line up and give me the money. It's like selling ice to the Eskimos, man. I'm telling you. So regardless, it's not about what we're hearing, what people are saying. The situation is what we truly are looking at. The real things, not the shit that we're hearing. This Elizabeth Warren, they blah, blah, talking about let's impeach again. Are you kidding me, lady? You are so deep. You are so deep in this that I can't wait for the hammer of justice if ever that hammer comes down. I can't wait. I want her to be dragged to jail first, right along with Nancy Pelosi and the rest of these freak shows. You know what I mean? But you know what? In America, we the people, we're not even interested in anything else but the conviction of these corruption. So if these people in the new FBI now and these people in the DOJ and all that shit, if they don't have that same idea, guess what? You're going to have a problem with the people of America. We don't care what your explanations are. We don't want to hear shit. We just want the convictions to begin. The charges to come out and the arrests to begin. Spare me the bullshit of how long it takes. I already know who's a criminal in Washington. I don't even work there. Just by watching the shit that they say. And the sides that they take, like the clowns that are over there in El Salvador for a criminal alien that broke into this country. Now, why do I need to know anything else but the fact that a United States representative that did not go to North Carolina or go show up anywhere else when America had trouble, but are out there fighting, right, for an illegal alien criminal, gangster, banger, gangbanger. So you see, I don't need to see anything else. I don't need to know anything about them. What I know is that their interest is not my interest. What I do, and it's not about what we believe and whether we believe two separate. No, it's what you're doing. My common sense tells me that when people do crimes, they should be grabbed, arrested, prosecuted, trial, whatever it takes, and put them away. As long as they did it and they're truly guilty, I got no problems with that. So go get his ass from El Salvador and that other lady that's out there, drag her ass over here and lock her up for aiding and abetting America's enemies. That's what's going on. I don't care what your opinions are. I know that that's what I'm looking at, and that's what's really happening in front of me. Our government's doing dumb shit like that. I know that Doge told everybody here in the world, in our country and all around the world, that the government and the politicians in Congress have been robbing us from our tax money. And the terrorist groups that they were funding and all of that with our money. And here we are, well, it takes a little time. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it. I don't think they were ready. They were not ready for the evidence to be all there. And now that all the evidence is there with these criminals, they don't know what to do. And they're scared. They're fucking scared. That's what I think. They're scared to death. You know what I mean? Listen, man, don't be a fucking coward, man. Don't be a coward. When you die, you ain't even going to know you're dead. Stop being scared of that shit. I'm telling you, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It shouldn't even be a factor. But man, I don't know, man. I'm telling you right now, this whole thing going on in our government and the time that it's taken and nothing's happened yet, not even one. They'll arrest some jerk off that lights a car on fire, but they won't hire the guy that pays him. That's where our problem lies in America, in our government right now. You know what it's almost like? It's almost like the people that were on our side or are, whatever they are, they're starting to weigh it out. And that's almost as if they're thinking, I don't know, it looks like the globalists might win, so I don't know if I'm just going to stick to the agenda of prosecuting and all that, because what if they win? Where does that put me with them if they take over? And I think that's what's happening in Washington. You know what I mean? At 1 minute, for months, you'll hear one politician, talking on our side as a Republican and all that shit. And one day, boom, the next day, I don't think we should deport these people anymore. What makes that switch click? Money. Being bought. That's just how you talk. You're thinking it out. You're thinking that this is the way it's going to be, and the globalists are going to run it all over, and I want to get a position. Here's the thing about globalists. Most people don't know things like this. Watch this. There's a video of an old guy, right? And he used to work for, I forget the lettering for it, but it was the equivalency of our CIA for Russia, right? It'll come to me. And the old man was talking about how the brainwashing system works, right? And that he was saying that when they wanted to change a whole thing with a country or their culture and everything, they would start instilling these ideas in the books and what you read and what you see in TV and on and on and on and on. And he says, and eventually, in 20 years or so, we'll switch the people's minds and brainwash them to believe what we want them to believe, right? And then he made a comment and said, the only problem with that is that the people that are helping, whoever is trying to get people to change their way because they want to take over, once they achieve that, they kill everybody that helped them achieve that goal of world domination, because they don't want no witnesses and they don't want nobody. So that means politicians, cops, judges, whoever's involved in all this, good luck with that. If they ever achieve that, good luck, because you ain't going to be around either. You bunch of assholes making deals with the devil, man. You don't play with these people. They ain't playing with you. And then he said that he couldn't believe in watching, right, that America was brainwashed in like 7 years and shit, 8, 10 years. He was like, damn. He said, I myself cannot believe that this happened. You know what I mean? I cannot believe how quickly America folded. But of course, he was referring to the dummies in college and shit like that have no idea what the hell's going on in the world. So they'll just listen to anything they're told, But he was explaining all these things in his video, and it is on YouTube. You could look at it. The guy was saying every professor, every teacher, everyone that knew about the brainwash, after they achieve their goal, everybody dies. They kill everyone. So for all these politicians and cops and all this other shit that really think that they're doing themselves a favor because they think they're going to position themselves in a better position with these globalists, wrong, dude. They're just being used like the jerk off that you are. You're just flowing with it because you're too stupid. You know what I mean? To understand the game. You cannot win with those people because they believe themselves to be in one class, which they believe that they're like gods on earth. That's not true. If any of them catches any disease or is shot or whatever, they're gonna die like everybody else. That's just an illusion that they're under. But anyway, getting past that dumb shit, that's the problem. There is no other problem in this world. There is no other. It's not about racism. It's not about anything. It's about world domination from 1% of the world. And you, jackass that has no brain and can't put two and two things together, are being the puppet being played so you can go out there like the circus clown that you are, so that you can wear shows like Cars on Fire, like Buildings on Fire, and think everything's a damn joke until you're a slave to these bitches. And the same guys that you're protecting, the ones that you're taking that money from and all that, spraying your sky so that you die, so that your mom and dad die, so that your kids die. Same ones, same people that are paying you that money to help them destroy America and break your own country. All the food that's contaminated, you eat it, I eat it, but they don't eat it. And you're a participant in their army. They don't even care about you. How naive and ignorant can people really be when they can't see what the war really is about, or the game that's being played with them? Unbelievable, man. I just, like, every time I start watching these videos, and I'm like, holy crap, did this person just say that? Can they really be that retarded? Man, those people never had a hope, man. They never had a prayer in life thinking like that. Unbelievable, the ignorance and stupidity. Massive, massive. But either way, that's the truth. That's the truth that I'm telling you right now. This has been going on for a long time. We're watching the UK burn. We're watching, the EU, we're watching, France. All of these things are happening. And still there are people here that can't say to themselves, oh, wait a minute, man. Look what's happening over there. And those people allowed these people to come into that country and invade it. And look at the results, man. These dudes' daughters and everything are getting raped and murdered. Screw that shit. We don't want that in America. Nah, the Americans are even more dumber. The younger ones, they're just dumb as a bag of rocks, even though they see all that. That right there is an indicator of what the globalists want with America too. So basically, when you're out there running around parading with your bullshit rainbow flags and all that, what you're literally doing is saying, I'm okay with them killing me, my family, my nieces, my nephews, all of that, burning this whole thing down because I, for some reason, think that I got another home that I can go move to. That's my logic and my ignorance and stupidity as an individual. People hate my videos. You know why they hate my videos? Because truth is something that people hate in this world of today. That's why. Why do they get censored? Because truth is not something people want to hear. They just want to get gaslighted into their own chambers. You know what I mean? Into their own death chambers. Dude. Anyway. Happy Sunday to my fellow brother and sister Americans and our American brothers and sisters, and just wanted to say that because like sometimes I just watch those videos, you know what, I need to vent this out because if not, my whole head is going to explode right the hell off of my shoulders because of the ignorance that I see and hear every day. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. But anyway, God bless America. God bless you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.